Hey, mambo vipi Soxxy hapa and welcome to Daddy's Corner. Kali sana manze. I wanted to do this for quite some time and I'm glad that finally manze nimeweza kufanya hii show. Daddy's Corner is about celebrating men, daddies to be specific. Manze mabuda upitia vitu mingi sana kuraise watoi wao. Yani dads go out of their way to put their families together, provide for their families, security for their families. And also we get to learn from the dads that I'll be interviewing hapa Daddy's Corner. Because as a dad, there are mistakes that you make, you know, there are ups, there are downs, there are good times, there are bad times. So even for the next generation, that we can learn to avoid such mistakes and we can be better dads and we can change the society positively in that way. So we call it Daddy's Corner. My name is Soxxy and for this episode, I have one of the most... used to be cool, but nowadays dhani kama iko cool hivyo sana, but I've known him for quite some time. Msee wa nguvu sana. He's been a brother to me, he's been a friend for many years, he's been a colleague, he's been a boss at one point. He's actually my best man. And ladies and gentlemen, he's none other than msee anapenda kitchen sana, Moz. Na kusikia tu uko tu na koroga tu.
Nishakujenga hata kahawa.
Umetengenezea?
Yeah.
Msee wa nguvu. Na unapenda kitchen.
Na kumind kaka.
Cheers.
Cheers man. Good stuff
so
man.
Yeah, you've taught me. You've taught me well. Lakini niulize Moze, as we start about daddies na daddy. Wewe ni kama umekaliwa by the way.
Mimi niko sawa kukaliwa. Mimi niko sawa kukaliwa.
Hii mambo ya kitchen umezoea sana.
Si vile. Actually
umezoea.
Saturday mornings.
My pancake.
That's my...
And I love it.
That's my life with my kids. It's like a tradition we started, especially when Zara was born.
Mm-hmm. Zara is your firstborn.
Zara is my firstborn. Mm-hmm. So when Zara came in, we're like, somehow we just started doing pancakes on Saturdays.
Nice.
Na ikabaki tu.
Tradition.
It's a good tradition.
Ndio kuna wase wanasemanga huyu Moza amekaliwa. Huyu Moza amekaliwa. Moza na alioa mzungu. Mzungu amemkalia.
Amenipeleka teke.
Amepeleka mbio. Mbuda. So you're not umeacha kukua adadi. Squeeze yani uko hata nyumba saa nyingine unaweza pata uko.
Utanipata na dasta mazini.
Manze. Devs amekushikia kiboko hapa. Anangojea umalize. But how has it been manze? Most umetoka far.
Yeah, man.
Tulikuwa tunaishi Kiuni.
Yeah.
Yani tulikuwa a day at a time Kijambazi.
Yeah.
Alafu ukamari. Sasa hapo ndio nataka kujua. Nini imechange after watoi kukama?
Hey man.
Vile umekuwa mbuda as a dad, what has changed in your life?
You know, first congratulations man.
Thanks bana.
Daddy's Corner.
And you know I wanted to do this for some time.
Yes, it's so good man.
We postponed sana and thank you for coming.
Sour, bro. Glad to be able to be in this space where we can be able to have these real conversations about being dads. Mm-hmm. So, and I guess as we have these conversations, I might as well go ahead and teach you how to do the pancakes.
And do what you are used to doing.
So how many people are we cooking pancakes for?
We are cooking for about, tuko ngapi hapa? Tuko about 12 people.
12 people? When you cooking?
Is it umezea watu wawili?
Are you cooking for the whole apartment?
Neighbors. By the way, you know we have to make friends in this area.
You remember when we were growing up? Mm-hmm. Chapo ulikuwa ukisikia mazi kwa majirani wanapika chapo. Hiyo ndio kwenye melea.
Unajipitisha tu hapo ukihope mother atakuita. Na saa hiyo madhako amekwambia usikule kwa wenyewe.
Lakini buda ni chapo. Kiboko kikamu ni sawa.
Unajua chapo ilikuwa tu ya Christmas na Easter.
Yeah.
Ama nyinyi mlikuwa mnakula mara moja?
Kama niende matendo.
Squeeze yani wasao na dishi chapo almost daily.
Bro, they are everywhere. Those are two.
Sugar.
Those are two. They're not even teaspoons. I don't know what you call this spoon, but the one's slightly bigger than a teaspoon. Mm-hmm. Those are 3.
We're not cooking for many people. At least 5 people.
Okay, it's fine. So because they're pancakes, you want them to be a little bit sweet.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to put 4. All right. So, how's life changed for me since I became a father?
Yes.
So when Zara was born, the first thing I did was my wife and we discussed this and she told me, you started this, you're going to finish this with me.
Yeah.
So I had to be there in the delivery room, bro.
You are there?
Yes.
Inside?
I was there. Inside, bro.
Akileba. Akipush.
And bro, do not forget, Mazimi, I slept through all Lamar's classes. I slept through all of them. So I can't tell my wife that this is what you're supposed to do in the labor room.
So Lamar's classes kwa wale washiki. Unajua mabuda wengi, watu wengine hawashiki hiyo Lamar's. Ni watu wanafunzwa. how to kuzaa.
Yes.
Sindio?
Yes.
The process of delivery and what you need to do and what you need to look out for.
Yeah, what you need to prepare for before you go to the delivery room.
Yes.
So it was quite a process, you know, but I fell asleep through all those classes. But anyway, so I was there when Zara was being born. And it was 8:26 p.m.
Mpaka unajua time.
Oh yeah. April 23rd. Tulikuwa nayo in the hospital, man. That was a hard labor for my wife.
Wow, how many hours?
Because we had just come, the previous day we had gone for Jugush's mom's burial. Then because we were like, man, it's been such a stressful week because I just lost my dad 3 months before. Now Jugush's mom has passed away in April. So the burial was the day before that Friday, and it was, I think, on a Friday. And so we went for a gig for the villagers. And Chris Adwar. Yeah, that's Adwar. There was Cheesy and Atemi. And then that 3 o'clock in the morning, man, Debs woke me up and said, hey, I think my water has burst. So we need to go to the hospital. So I took bag, went straight to the hospital. So imagine she was in labor.
And were you nervous?
Of course.
You know, as a, you know, saingine, people assume that sisi mabuda, we are disconnected from these moments.
No, I was very nervous.
At that point, were you scared about, you know, the delivery? You know, sisa zote zinaendanga poa.
Oh, I was very. In fact, I'll tell you what happened. So Debs was in labor from when we go to the hospital, like maybe around 3:34 in the morning. You know, so she was in labor from that time till 8 p.m. Because Zara was born at 8:26. So you can imagine during the day now, the contractions are happening, mara they are slow,
and you're seeing her in pain.
I'm seeing her in
There's
pain.
Nothing you can do about it.
Bro, I was helpless.
Wacha nikwambie, it's the most helpless place unaweza kuwa.
You can't tell a babe, I understand.
You can't, you don't.
Because you don't. In fact, those are words you should never speak as a man.
Unasugua hiyo mgongo.
Bana.
Mpaka now at times she's telling you no, hata usisugue.
Unajaribu kumwambia you breathe. You know, unakaa mjinga tu kwanza kwa sababu jinga hataki kwa
kinaniambia nini.
You know, so it was very difficult for her. Now the thing is, when Zara was about to be born, so Deb's first baby, and of course she's then, the funny thing is my daughter is here, she's listening.
Hi Zara.
So Deb's really, I mean, she pushed hard, and you know, now the doctor at some point was concerned because she was like, hey, Debs amejaribu lakini mtoi atoki vile.
Anachoka pia.
And like Zara was stuck somewhere. And then she just told Annie, just give one last push. Bro, that was
and you are there.
What can I do? So I'm telling my wife, push.
As in at that point, ni nini ina run through your mind?
Man, I'm like, this is crazy, Bana. We can't lose our first baby. Debs is stressed as well. She's given it her everything. The doctors now, the point I started panicking was when the doctor
mwenyewe anaona
amepanic sasa. Unacheki, but thank God yani those the doctor together with what do you call the ladies, the nurses who work in
the midwives.
The midwives, yeah. Hey bro, they helped my wife bana. Sijui alifanya nini, alipress mahali. Alafu Zara
mtoto akatoka. Ukafurahi.
Bro.
Ulisikiaje?
Man, finally I was a dad.
Akalia?
Yes, sir. Yani alitoka wazee akalia.
Na ukalia pia.
Man,
na ukalia.
Hata sikulia like
tears of joy. Sema ukweli. Mo sema ukweli.
I don't even remember if I cried. I don't think I cried.
By me, I cried, by the way.
I did. Yeah. I cried. In the delivery room?
No.
Because you and I have had this conversation.
No, me anyway.
And you told me...
me, I said, labor, I will labor with you. But delivery.
That's the most crucial point.
No, wacha tu. Unajua hakuna haja tuanze kusumbuana na manasi. Wanashindwa watasaidia nani? Mimi nimefaint. Mimi nilifaint huko. Natoa tu pofu tu sababu ya kile nimeona. Alafu na wife yuko hapa in pain, so anashindwa sasa tutasaidia mgani? So me I decided, but we had agreed
that you're not going to go in.
I'm not going to go in, but actually after 14 hours my wife now labored for 14 hours. Then akaenda theater last minute.
So it was the most CS.
That one was a CS. Yeah. It was the most hopeless and painful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Alafu you see the problem is,
as a man, you're like, you want to help your wife but you can't, you're limited.
Yeah, bana. Alafu ameenda theater. I didn't go to theater because nilijua tu now hapo it's even worse.
Yeah.
You know, but when I saw the baby, man, nani Nasa alinipigia picha afu akanisendia. Congratulations daddy.
Hey.
Man, was it it was the midwife. Congratulations daddy. I cried. Nililia kwa hiyo ward. Nililia manasi mpaka wanakuja. Are you okay? Because sasa wanadhania kimeharibika. Yaani unadhania labda
man.
Amepata.
But it's tears of joy.
It is tears of joy. Pakile I cried, but it's like a feeling that you can't explain.
You can't explain. Yeah. And I was so happy holding Zara in my arms. And I remember when we went, so I think I held the baby first before Debs did.
So
all three of them.
You've been there?
Yeah. In the delivery room.
Wewe ni ninja.
All three of them.
Wewe hata unafaa kuwa gaina sasa.
Naweza.
Kuwa gaina.
Naweza. It's you can't explain that moment. Each of the kids, the births have been very special. Baraka's was the fastest. Yeah. Yeah. Baraka, it was like we finished home group Bible study in the house at like 11 o'clock or so, kind of home. Debs was like, okay, let's do a couple of things. And she was like, hey, I'm feeling pain. And come on, maybe these are Braxton Hicks. That's what they're called.
Yeah. False
labor. She's like, hey, this thing is coming. We are 22 Hosi. I was like, let's just go to the hospital. So we left the house at 11:40. We go to the hospital at midnight. And I'm glad it was at night. We go to the hospital at midnight. As I'm signing the documents, the nurses were like, achana nazo.
Mtoto ashatoka.
Achana nazo. Wife ameenda delivery room. In the delivery room, bro, in like 10 minutes.
Out.
Baraka ashatoka. If it was on a day when there's traffic in Nairobi, that would have been crazy.
First, kwa gari.
You see how the butter is?
Butter is there.
That's the butter mixed with sugar. It's a nice paste. Start to take
unga. So unga upimi.
I'll just measure. I'll just do an estimate.
You're a professional like that, eh?
Estimate too, because I didn't put a lot. That should be there.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're not cooking for many guys. Just a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me ask Mose. Your firstborn, a girl.
My firstborn is a girl. Secondborn is a girl.
Secondborn, a girl.
Thirdborn
a boy.
Yeah.
Baraka.
Yeah.
At the point that you got firstborn, secondborn girl, were you in any pressure as a dad to get a boy?
No. In fact, I'd even told Debs, and I was going somewhere even with what I was telling you earlier. I was very much okay with the two girls. Yeah.
Kuna watu wanaonanga manze ni kama mabudasi tunataka tu boy.
Lakini sasa wewe unajipatia mtoi.
Ndio sasa kuna watu wanaweza jaribu hata 17 times.
You get 17
girls. Get to girl. And so at times people feel like we don't appreciate, or men don't appreciate girls, watoto wa madem.
Which is very wrong.
So for you, okay.
Bro, I was just happy being a dad. I've been given the privilege of doing life with these two beautiful creatures.
Imagine.
Oh man, there's nothing like it.
And how has it been raising 3 kids?
Oh man, amazing.
And 3 kids, na niongezee tu niseme, 3 kids who are 0.5. Because na wacha niseme, unajua tunapata watu wananiambianga ni mimi nilioa mzungu. Si mimi nilioa mzungu, ni Mose ndio alioa mzungu.
Au kuuliza, ni wife yako mzungu
ako aje? Wife yako mzungu ako aje?
Unaendelea tu.
But imekuaje ku raise my point?
It's been amazing, Soxxy. It's been amazing, man. And the thing I can tell you is kids are kids. And first whether ni pointi ama ni kienyeji, sikata kienyeji.
So unaita watoto wangu kienyeji. Mose na una madharau. Watoto wangu ni kienyeji, ni maloko, si ndio? Sababu wako wameshika rangi vizuri, unaona utukane wangu, si ndio? Ni sawa?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Sawa, wangu kienyeji. But watu wanakujajingi, tuseme for example, you're working with your kids. Na mimi nakuuliza hivi sababu I think naweza kuuliza. Unatembea na watoi wako. Kwa mall. Unapitana na watu hivi. Watu wanakuangalia, watu wanaangalia watoi wanaenda wakiwhisper shamba boy amepeleka watoto raundi. Shamba boy wazungu amepewa kazi ya kutembeza watoto kwa mall.
You know, yani hizo comments nimezipata mara kadhaa. But not as a, I think inakuwaga sana ingeenda kwa drop mahali. Kwa sababu kasema mimi kwa drop kwa mabishto wao. Nasikia sana kwambia ni Uber
Dereva Uber. Umekuja kudrop watoto wa mdosi.
Hakuna vile wanaweza kuona watoto wangu.
Umekuja kudrop watoto wa mdosi.
Bas. But mishazoea, man. I don't even fight those things. I'm
na like, haikufanyangi
never ever
feel some type of way.
Never ever.
Like, mimi naweza nimaliza.
Unfortunately, it's I don't know why society is like hivyo times zingine. Unacheki. Kwa nini unaweza assume au si watu wako? Au huyu si wife yako. Wewe tu ni
ama umeekwa.
Au umeekwa. Kuna msemo mmoja
nikakwambia history. Umeoa mzungu, so umeekwa.
Unajua ni daddy's corner.
Hii daddy's corner.
But I'll tell you this one, man. So just before Debs and I got married. Naona job video hatukuwa na do.
Najua.
Sisi Debs na mimi tulikuwa tumesota mbaya. And
okay, lakini wewe more than Debs.
Me more than, lakini we're both raising support.
Yeah,
lakini me more than Debs. Bana
nakumbuka tulienda Java mali na Sean. Lakini hiyo ni story ya siku nyingine. Kisi Debs aliokolea siku.
Debs aliokolea. Oh man. Yeah. I need to remind of that story.
Mimi naikumbuka poa sana.
Hata naiona.
Tulikuwa Aroko.
Naiona tukiwa
na hata hatukuwa na shughuli.
Tulikuwa. Na mimi ni mtu wako hao. Nilimpigia simu nikamwambia unafanya nini? Sean na fly out leo. Anatu treat. Akaniuliza uko sure? Shola amesema twende Java. Wewe ukiambia wasee twende dinner, nani analipa hiyo kitu? Na umetoa wasee kwa nyumba.
Ni mzungu. Alafu tukakula, the long story short, tukakula. Mzungu akalipa yake. Akaekelea bill katikati. Na sasa hiyo unajua tulikuwa tumekula vitu za pesa mingi. Leo hujai kula na mpaka dessert, ice cream.
Kabere hiyo siku alikula pork chops.
Nizo ndio sawa.
In fact Kabere Mungu mkaliangalia menu akaniambia hii ndio sijai kula, hii ndio na dishi leo. Basi sinalipiwa. Wewe ilikuwa usiku mrefu.
Haya.
Anyway, so Debs and I hatukuwa jobs zetu tulikuwa na raise support. So nakumbuka the week before we got married. So beshte yangu ameenda kwa kinyozi. So kinyozi namwambia, mazee unajua Moza na Mari. Akisema, Moza na Mari. Sio unajifanya ni kama ajui. Alafu nasikia na wa mzungu man. Moza ametoboa.
Ameumera. Ni visa. Visa.
Hiyo ndio walimwambia.
Yani aliona uliingia hapo sababu ya do.
And you know, it's the wrong assumption. And you know, I wish that society would not always look at things from that perspective.
That's true. Because flipping it kwa context ya being a dad, you still provide for your family.
I have to.
You still provide for your family. Moz nimekujua miaka mingi. Haulali ati sababu unatafuta nini? Mayai suchwa hapa kwa fridge.
Sawa.
Moz.
Nimeiona.
Ama nyinyi mwekangi mayai kwa fridge?
Sisi weka kwa fridge lakini sijui kwa nini hizo weka kwa fridge.
Karibu nikwambia basi wewe ni nini kienyeji hata wewe.
Anyway,
but nilikuwa nasema as a dad you still provide for your family. You work hard. See ati because and you know many a times watu husema machali saa nyingine si ungoja kuprovideiwa. Una get si ungoja ni kama tuna delegate responsibility yetu. We are raising our children to our wives. But that's not it. It's not,
and you know that's the wrong assumption. You know, there's nothing that gives me greater joy than being there with my kids. So alafu uone jua mimi na Debs hatunaga nani.
By the way, so, for the longest time.
Us guys do this thing together. Whether with our kids, even when they were born, we only used to have someone taking care of the kids, maybe to get a job between 8 and 5. And not because all the kids are in school.
You don't need one.
We don't need one. So we've not had one for a few. And so, ebu enjoy.
Mtu anafaa kwa hiyo?
Kidole ujue kama ni tamu.
So sasa
I hope mechiki vile mezitengeneza.
Inafaa kutestaje?
Is it sweet? That's very sweet.
It's just like unga and sugar. So I guess it's sweet.
It's sweet.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. Alafu nachiki nini ladha iko sawa.
So if I cook thick,
if you want thick pancakes, you can make it thick.
Okay.
You know, so I just like a medium maybe.
Sawa.
Flow on it. So, there's nothing that gives me greater joy than being with my kids. Because there are values that we're passing on to them. And not just verbal. Some of these values are things that they pick up
when you spend time
with them. Like now my daughter Alba and even Zara, they can make pancakes, even Baraka. And he's 6 years old.
Wow.
So when I'm flipping pancakes, he wants to come and flip when I'm making pancakes, he wants to come and flip the pancakes. That's exactly where Alba started and Zara.
Wow.
So now on a Saturday morning, sometimes I don't even have to make them. Alba will wake up, and she doesn't even like using a machine. She likes doing how we made them now. Yeah. And you know, she'll do the butter, everything, and make pancakes on a Saturday morning. So that's the value that we pass on.
That's good.
And the good thing is, she loves it and she's picked it up. I hope sasa nitajua kuwasha hii kuka. Wacha tujue mahali tunaiwashia.
Nataka kuwasha gani?
Nataka kuwasha mahali hii pan iko. Good job. Good job, my brother.
Your moto ni mingi ama ni kidogo?
Iko mingi lakini iko sawa. That's perfect, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, I wish that men would embrace the role of being present in their kids' lives. Because when you delegate that responsibility to your wife, I think that it's very possible that the kids will grow up with a skewed mentality.
And one-sided. There are things that, basically, there are things that only a man can teach a child.
Yeah. So ukiachia responsibility kasa what you should call responsibility ya kuraise watoi. So akina Ethan ata grow with the same attitude. I'm not supposed to be present for my kids.
Yeah.
So the same thing is passed on to the next generation, But when you're present in Ethan's life, in Wairimo's life, kuna values una pick up kutoka kwako.
True.
And not just verbal. Mimi nasema zingine, you know, it's not
just
ni kuona
how daddy does his things.
Exactly. So, wakinicheki nikitengeneza pancakes, that's exactly what, I mean now, ishawaingia kwa system. So wanajua, saa tu asubuhi hata kuna gaja mbinu waulize ati what's for breakfast. Wanajua.
Pancakes.
Wanajua pancakes mazizi lazima ziive.
Alafu pia, kitu mupenda pia about where Moz nimeona, ni kuenda camps. Bada unatumia majarin badala ya mafuta.
Yeah, just keep the name. Keep the flavor going, man.
Una learn?
I like this pan, by the way. It's a nice pan.
It's nice. It's called Tupperware. Yeah. Tupperware.
It's nice. It's nice, man. So, and those are things that, like, let's like now intentional things that we do with our kids. Sindio? Or intentional things they get to do. Sisi upenda camping. The reason we like camping is it's affordable. It's more affordable than going to spend time in a hotel. Unacheki? Kwa sababu kasa hizi tutatoka hapa hivi tuende Sagana tukienda camping, utashtukia it's going to cost us like 1,000 shillings each kukam. Tukienda kwa hotel ungespend how much?
Kama 10,000 per person.
And you create lasting memories with your kids. So tumeenda camping, tumepitch tent pamoja.
So mwafunza kupitch tent.
Tunapika chakula. Normally we'll have prepared food in the house, lakini tukienda tuko na kameko. So tukifika pale hivyo ni kuom, lakini kwa sababu sana tukienda camping pia inakuwa ni Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saa tu asubuhi tunagonga nini? Pancakes.
Nice.
So tradition tu inaendelea.
Na pia the conversations that you have around your time.
Man. Conversations ukienda chuo kuachukua. Wanakuchapia story.
Wanapendanga.
Wanakupigia story kuhusu chuo vile imekuwa mazi unajua kasa hizi mazi leo mazi muda ametufurahisha mazi alikuwa mwalimu alikuwa na njia fulani ama mbeshte wangu wamenikasirisha leo. So Baraka anaweza kwambia mazi beshte wangu mazi leo hajaniongelesha poa.
Kama hii wiki imepita Wairimo alikama amepanic. So anakuanga na notebook. Yeye hupenda kuandika sana vitu, thoughts zake nini. So
anapenda kujono.
Anajono. She journals. She took it from the mom.
I was going to say she took it from you.
Mimi no. So sasa alikuwa anaandika ka journal. Alafu huku nyuma ameandika people she's not friends with kwa klasi yake. Alafu ameandika majina. So sasa mwalimu aliget hiyo notebook.
Aliona watiaji.
Yani watiaji. So aliona mwalimu akaona hiyo. So alikuwa amepanic yani.
Yeah.
Namwambia usijali. See what's the reason kwa nini you
au flow now.
Kuna reason. But sasa hapo pia unajaribu kumshow unajua nini? Pia God anasema tuishi in harmony with all of us. Usichukie watu. Usichukie mtu.
Yeah.
Penda kila mtu.
Maybe awashaika kwa box ka.
Awashe kwa box. Awashe kwa the nothing box. Sio. Tumesha huko.
And those are good.
But ni opportunity fit ya kulearn.
And the only way that comes up Soxxy ni kwa sababu una spend time now.
Yeah, true.
Unacheki. So mimi nitakuwa ndani niambia mazee mtu ya kuniambia poa. Wameingilia boots zangu anasema boots zangu za ball zinakata. Sio origi. Sasa story ilikuwa ni sio origi. Na reason sio origi ni kwa sababu unajua siku hizi kuna zile boots za ball zimetokea zinakaa zingine kanyonginyo. Zinaka socks kapo hapa hivi. So kwa sababu zake haziko hivyo, hati zake sasa si boots.
Hiyo ni pressure.
Hiyo sio origi.
Moz, as a dad at that point, are you at times under pressure to kama sasa for example you umesema.
Yeah.
Boots sio origi. Lakini unatafuta nini?
Natafuta plate. Nikusaidie. Natafuta sahani.
So angalia sahani zinaweka ngozi.
Giza ya watoto
wakorofi. Sasa una imagine umeenda mtu yako ameambia si boots origi.
Of course.
How does it make you feel as a dad?
So you know now the thing, I'm trying to convince my son kumwambia mazee boots zako ziko sawa. In fact I was nakwambia boots zao si origi, si miucheza ball. Umecheki boots zangu vile ziko. Si zangu zinafanana na zako. But they know hizi zangu si origi bado. Kwa sababu si unajaribu kumconvince kumwambia times zingine watu wengi watakwambia vitu kwa sababu maybe they're not happy for you. Unacheki. Hiyo moto nafikiri ni mob sana.
Na how feel ni kama wacha nimbaye hizi boots origi.
The only reason tambaya boot nyingine ni kwa sababu hizo navaa ni ndogo.
Not ati sababu ya pressure ya shule.
Bro, si tutawaharibu.
So wewe ni ule mzae ukulangi pressure ya ati
kuna zingine
uko nje mtu yeye amekuja manzee amebaiwa sijui bike mpya wewe una decide
sasa hizo man hiyo pressure hakuna. Hiyo nayo lazima tulikata mapema. Kwa sababu tulikuwa tutajiingiza kwa ngori zingine Soxxy ambazo si necessary. Unacheki?
Haya, Moza akiwasha hiyo moto. Wacha tuchukue break kafupi. Alafu tutaendelea na hii story manze. You're watching Daddy's Corner. My name is Soxxy. I'm hosting DJ Moz. Such an amazing man, such an amazing dad. A short break.
Kwanza panke kuniambia vile iko tukienda break. Iko aje?
Chanisikie.
Niambia kama iko true.
Welcome back, you're watching Daddy's Corner. My name is Soxxy. I'm with DJ Moz, chef mwenyewe, mapancake leo ndio tunakula.
Hii ndio kazi yangu buda. Every Saturday morning.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
You had the first one?
Very nice. So
my daughter stole the second one. She likes burnt pancakes for some reason.
Hey, nimeona like burnt offerings.
Like she like
burnt offerings.
Like she likes it, man.
So Mozo ukulangi pressure ya watoto atio jirani amenunulia mtoto sijui bike mpya.
If because and it's for all of them. Like tomorrow like my wife and I tumeamua ni kuwa no phones until they're 16. Yeah. And my firstborn now is 12. Alafu najua vile watu wengi sasa mazi kama saizi
wako na masimu. So na tablet
ako nayo lakini haina SIM card.
But anaweza watch vitu kwa tab.
So tuna monitor buda. Hana social account. So hana IG.
Nothing.
Hana TikTok.
Nothing.
Kwa sababu
in this generation. So in her school kama sasa tuseme Zara, si watoto wanaona ngani kama yeye ni failure.
Hata je muuliza mazi. Amejaribu kutuambia hakuna pressure mazi.
Lazima kukuwe na pressure.
Lakini si hayuko solo.
Na wewe kama
hayuko solo.
That's true, but most at some point you don't feel like you not for society but for your child. Because the only provider they know is you.
Yeah.
And at the point that wana feel ni kama you're not giving them the things that other people, other kids, peers wake.
Yeah.
You don't feel like wanaona ni kama you're a failure or ama mabeste zake wanaona ni kama baba yao haezi.
Yani hata ni
hakuna ka place una feel
hakuna
ka pressure.
Hiyo pressure iko ever. Kwa sababu lazima tujipeleke na pace yetu. And is what Debs and I have decided is important for our kids. Unatake so kuna pressure fulani Soxxy ukianza kujiingiza saa hizi
hautaitoka na itaenda ikipanda,
alafu utakuwa ukishow watoto wako nini.
True.
So basically times zingine unaambia zi wataka kwenda place kwenda kwa mabishto wao, times zingine unasema zi haiwezi
na iko hivyo tu,
kwa nini daddy sizi enda ni vile tu mimi na wife tumeamua. Times zingine mazee
you actually don't need a reason at reason to explain me,
lakini like generation ni tofauti bro.
Atakuuliza why.
Let me tell you man, a difference between these kids and us guys when we were being raised, us guys were there to be seen,
not to be heard.
Yeah, these kids are there to be seen
and be heard. They'll ask you questions, they'll push back,
they'll ask you why. Like all three of them, they want to push and find out why. Why don't you want me to do this? Why don't you want me to go there? Why can't so and so come? Kwa nini sisi kuna hii kitu?
So na lazima ukuwe na answer.
Alafu unajua now the challenge hapa hivi Soxxy is that you and I were not raised up like that.
True.
So you coming from that place of, like you're saying, I don't have to explain to you because
I'm your father.
Yes. And our parents did exactly that to us.
Yes.
But now here you have a different generation. You have a different generation and they are in a place of asking why. They want to know why you can't allow them to go to some place. You can't buy them something. So you just can't tell them, no, it's not possible.
Yeah.
They want to know what's the reason behind.
And looking back,
sometimes I feel it's like the kids are being disrespectful. Like my kid, I'm like, hey, listen, when my dad told me no, it was no, and the story is over.
Yes. Respect your elders.
Respect your elders. So and in my mind, I have to tell myself they're a new breed.
True. And at what point did you disconnect from how your dad brought you up? Actually, wacha ni flip your question ikue, how do you choose what to take from how your dad raised you up? Kakameiva fit kameshika kwanza ukumka ile douche nini ukumka douche uliwa raise douche
sijai raise douche
uliwa ka douche kulikuwa na douche inaitwa choku kaliko kanaka
kawaida na brownie.
But unachuzingiaje zile vitu nzuri ama mbaya you saw your dad doing as he brought you up, and live out. Do you ever get to a place where unaona hapa nimekuwa budangu, hapa nimekuwa budangu?
So I want to live without necessarily thinking about what my dad could or could not have done. Reason being, my dad did the best he knew how. I think my dad was forced to grow up much faster than most of his peers because he was the firstborn, and my grandfather left to go. He was taken up by the Brits, and he was taken away from his family from when my dad was very young. So my dad being the firstborn, he had to grow up quickly, mature faster, and take care of his siblings, educating them kila kitu. So I didn't get to spend much time with my dad. Maybe there's certain things I've tried to be very intentional with, like spending time with my my kids, playing with them. Sicheza na Buddha.
Ucheza na Buddha aje wewe? Unachezaje na budako?
Experience mimi sina. Lakini mimi nikiangalia hiyo generation ya kina mzae na mabeshte wangu wote na mabuda, hao wazai walikuwa this. They were cut from the same cloth. They were cut from the same cloth bana.
They are thinking for them, they were provided, and they provided by
Buddha.
the way. But
hao walikuwa mazee systems and structures.
In your line, sticky in it. Fuata your line.
Alafu ilikuwa hao wazai walikuwa ile design ya wakidiscipline moja yenu. Kama mko pamoja ni nyinyi wote. Hata tukiwa wase wazima. Even as adults bana. Ilikuwa hivyo. So kuna intention. I've just remembered some situation yani kitambo.
Mlichapwa, mlilimwa.
Mzae mazi alikuwa
na ni kama alikuwa maumau pia almost. Karibu akwe maumau.
Hata nikuambie man. Ujue Buddha, my sisters wangu na mabro including me. ilikuwa buda akifika hao akupate kwa hao,
usiingie after yeye.
By
the way, hata mimi
usiingie after yeye.
Ulikuwa unaona na kama watu
na
hivyo umesema about ni wote ni budaya. Hata jirani wako mnacheza ball, hata anaenda kufunga bao alafu aone gari ya budake inakam, hata hiyo bao ikae mbio
kwa sababu ile utoka kwa hao ilikuwa ni crazy. Kwenda kucheza ball. Mimi ningeenda kucheza ball mazee mtaani mazee. Nimeenda ball kucheza ball St. Mimi nimegura Kangemi. So nikienda St. Joseph the Waka Kangemi kucheza ball. Nikirudi mtaani mazee nikute buda. Man, hiyo ni war.
Vita. Unajua tu mapema tu.
Man.
Ameshaingia before mimi.
Yaani roho inashuka tu immediately.
Sababu ulikuwa unajua timing ya budako atatoka time fulani, atakuja time fulani. So sikuwa amekuja mapema.
Amekaa mapema mazee. So with my kids, mimi ndio nawapeleka ball. Mimi nawaenda wacheze. Alafu nitaka nao nje, nicheze nao ball. Unacheki tukienda kwa trampoline park kama tukienda mahali nitaruka pamoja nao.
And they'll grow up being better people.
Yeah, I hope so.
How we grew. Nasema tu with the intentionality that we have as dads right now. They'll grow up, I think, being better, even expressive. Being expressive. Unajua pia sisi tulikuwa watu timid Awezi kuna so tumeanza everywhere kila mahali because aunge question mwalimu. Una get so we didn't learn as much as our analansa because wana question kila kitu. Everything wana question. But most niulize in your few or many years of fatherhood. Na wacha of daddyhood. Wacha niite daddyhood kwa nini? Ndio kuna you can be a father, anyone can be a father. But for me nasema being a dad. And being a dad is actually being intentional because there are dads who are raising children that are not theirs.
And beyond a big shout out to those jamas.
Bana. Kuna dads wana raise watu si yao but they are very intentional. They are providing for them. But there are fathers who fathered children na
wakahepa
na wakaishia. So ndio hata inaitwa daddy's corner, si father's corner. Daddy's corner because it comes with intentionality. You need to be very intentional. In your years of being a dad, what is the highest high you've gone through? Yani kitu ulipitia ukafeel tu man. Hii ni kali. Alafu what is the lowest low umepitia?
Highest high was being called dad. Or yani just knowing finally
you're a father.
I'm a father. Man.
Na kuna mtu atakutegemea for the rest of their lives.
You know, I remember. So since mimi na Devs vile tumerizwa toi. So when Zara came home, she didn't sleep in our room.
From day one?
From day one. So we left the hospital after 2 days. That day getting home, we already had a room set up. Haka crib.
Nyinyi ni mafia.
Unamswadol tu
before.
Yeah.
Amkulala na mtu yati hapa katikati.
Never ever. All three of them. Straight kwa bed yao. Away from our bedroom kwanza. Wasituzoe.
And who used to wake up at night?
They've all been very good at night. All of them. Like Deb somehow was able to navigate that space and all the kids were in before. So, but I remember one time walking into Zara's room and looking at her akiwa kwa bed. This was so clear for me. First, I understood somehow God's love for me. Because I looked at Zara nikajiuliza, what can this girl do that will stop me from loving her?
Nothing.
What can Alba do that will stop me from loving her? Nothing, bro. What can Baraka do that will stop me from loving him?
Naini for the rest of your life.
For the rest of my life. And so, it's the high is knowing that yani, these kids will always have my love. And I will always be God's son. I don't think there's anything Soxxy can do that will stop God from loving me. I only understood that when I became a dad.
Wow. Selfless love.
And I can't even love my kids to the extent that God loves me, bro. Siwezi. As in, ile love ya God nime experience, yani. It's crazy. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even deserve this love. Because mimi ni mjinga times zingine. You know, I do foolish things. But when it comes to a law, Zara had a condition. So she was born with, her urine was not coming out fully. So alikuwa na urinary tract infection. Akikuwa small. And with it ni kuwa sasa badala ya urine yote itoke, ilikuwa na reflux, ilikuwa na rudi juu. So ni kama inachoma kidney pia. So man, I remember one time at 3 months, when she was 3 months old, we went to the UK, and when it was Deb's cousin's wedding weekend, and Debs was the best mate. And so the day before the wedding, that Friday, Zara got some other fever. I can't even explain to you, bro. So we're in a foreign country. Thank God it's also a country, I guess.
It's your ushago.
It's a ushago. And so Zara, 3 months, crazy fever. We're like, what's causing this? Tukampeleka hosi. Wakasema she has a urinary tract infection. Wakachapa more tests, wakacheki hii kitu mazina mu affect kidney. Alafu so wakamtreat saa hizo mazi, tukarudi Kenya. Hizo tukafanya more tests, like even down through the year, wakasema hapa hivi inaonekana the way the kidney has been infected, it seems like one of our kidneys is not going to function.
How old was she then?
She was like less than a year, bro.
Oh, wow.
So man, we're like, hey, this is hard. Now you start thinking about all the challenges that come with a kidney that's not functioning well. Hey, so my wife and I, man, our minds were all over. Hey, tulilia, man.
Alafu ni mtoi, umeshukuru God yani vile amekam. Kinyambia from vile uliget mtoi vile ulisikia fiti, alafu sasa ndio hii condition.
Alafu uko helpless. So unaanza kufikiria, man, mimi niko ready kusacrifice kidney yangu akihitaji. So going through that season of tests after tests, UTIs, in fever imepanda juu, you can't do anything, kumpeleka hosi, kulazwa. Ilikuwa hard sana.
Was she in pain?
I mean, she was in a lot of pain. Yeah. Sometimes you had to put a catheter to help her drain all the urine out. Like she
na wewe kama mbuda, sasa hiyo unafeel aje?
Ilikuwa hard. Like I wish I could take her pain. Alafu wanampatia dawa kama tablets. Hizo tablets si tamu. Yata kuchukua dawa. Alafu unajua you need to take the medicine. But how do you help her take the medicine, man? That was a dark season, man. That was very, very hard. And now as we continue through this whole process, she needed to go for surgery. And I thank God that there was an Egyptian doctor who is here. I think it's called Dr. Safwat. So as there's a doctor in Aga Khan who was looking at the results that Zara anasema hii kesi haikai poa. So we've been seeing one doctor for a while. And now she's like, man, she needs to do an operation. But by God's grace, yani, our friend referred us to go see this guy called Dr. Safwat. Anakuaga Coptic. Times zingine lakini pia operate kutoka Nairobi Hospital. Akasema hebu just go see Dr. Safwat. And he's not even a kidney specialist. So we went to see Dr. Safwat because I think he's a pediatrician. Akaangalia hizi results za Zara. Akasema, ile kitu nimeambiwa na ile kitu mimi naona ni kama kuna kitu different. Ni kama naona ni kama dokia amehata kitu. Hebu niangalie hizi results vipo. Akaziangalia alafu akasema now hii condition yake ni there's a surgery that she can go for and change this whole thing. And there's a professional, there's a doctor who specifically deals with this condition from the US who is here. And he's leaving, I think, in 2 days. But let me ask him if he's available tomorrow to meet you guys and do this surgery on Zara. So Doki akaangalia hivyo, akapigia ubeshte yake, akasema niko available. Coptic the next day. Mazini kasikizara amevalishwa ile gown ya kwenda kwa surgery nikasema
man, umerudi kwa the helpless state.
Helpless state, man. And I remember her being taken in and I broke down maze hapo. Like Debs and I were like, what do you do now? And I know that there are many parents who are also going through something similar. And I mean,
you give out your child to someone
you don't know.
Now watakuwa kwa enclosed place, you don't know what's happening there.
You don't know how long
and you can't enter.
You can't enter and ask us who are outside that space for a while. And so we just waited, man, and waited.
And at that point, as
felt like a lifetime.
As a dad, uli allow, because unajua, at times we don't show our emotions, and maybe that's why people assume that wanaume sisi hatujali.
Yeah.
Una get?
Yeah.
Or because support because we don't show it physically.
Yeah.
But at that point, were you vulnerable enough kuonyesha Debs that yani this thing is breaking me?
Oh yeah. Yeah, bro, we cried. We cried like babies. We felt so helpless, man. We felt so helpless, and I think there are very few times my wife has seen me cry. That being one of them. Time nyingine mimi nakuaga tu mjinga navumilia tu. Unajikaza tu, like when my mom died, nijikaza tu. Even though I knew that I was breaking inside, and like I just find time outside mazina lia tu. I think as men it's important for us to be able to appreciate and to embrace our emotions. And maybe sometimes also good to admit Soxxy and just to let the ladies know that even though outwardly we're not crying, it does not mean that inwardly we're not in pain.
Yeah.
It's just the way maybe we've been raised up, which is maybe could be toxic masculinity. We just our kids are going to be different.
True.
Because I think we're different from our parents. Mimi sijai cheki Buddha akilia. Ever.
Hata ungemwona akilia wewe sasa ingekuwaje?
Maybe ungekuwa kiboko kwa sababu mwana akilia.
Unaona nikilia ya nini? Unaona mzee umesimama hapo.
Hebu kuja
hapa.
Sasa ulikuwa unafanya nini sasa leo unanikilia? Ulikuwa unafanya nini hapo?
Kwa nini ukasimama uone nikilia?
Au kufikiria uone maze that you see mali uko supposed to work. So I think our kids are going to be different from how we are.
True.
And I just want to encourage Jamas as well that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to break down. It's okay to cry. But then also for the ladies to know that sometimes even if your Jama is not crying on the outward, does not mean inside have feel pain, have feel uchungu. Ni vile tu maybe wasiona zi express differently.
And maybe ndio hata mabuda wengi choose kwenda bar.
Oh yeah. Is
because hawataki kukuface, akikuface hata ku break down before wewe ukimuona. So heria toroke quote and quote hii situation through other things.
Alafu unajua pombe ni depressant.
Lakini the following day shida ni ile. Na saa nyingine hata si pombe pia even ku overwork.
Oh yeah, times nyingine unahapa na job. And speaking of which as a dad, what niseme hivi, surgery ilikuwa successful.
How long, how many hours surgery?
I think it was like 2 hours. But she was in a lot of, like hakuwa hata kwenda kunyora.
Even after,
because now she had a catheter and the catheter was painful, and like it was just, that week was hard. That week was very hard. But I thank God that now, even our kidneys are growing, everything is functioning well. We thank God for that, man. We thank God for his healing hand. I was going to say, when you're talking about sometimes kama my boys tunaji si happy kwa job. And you said something earlier that, dads are providers. But you should never let that job be a reason why you can't spend quality time with your kids. And I thank God for me, mtu amenisaidia kupata balance, and I haven't striked it yet, Soxxy. Najua si usema maze Moses is a good dad. Sometimes my kids will tell you that I overwork.
You don't have time for them.
Yeah, na boundaries times zingine na zinakuwa balari mahali. So lakini najaribu kuambiwa sio kwa ofisi, mimi msinipigie simu between 6 p.m. na 8 p.m. Kwa sababu sitachukua kwa hiyo time yangu iko na watu wetu kidishi. But bigger picture ni kuambia wasee, don't just work and forget about your kids. You think as a man I want to provide for my kids, I want them to have the best. But if you were to ask your kid, between the gift that you give them and spending time with you, which is more important?
I think they'll choose spending time.
They'll choose spending time with you, Bana. Because they'll never learn the lessons from the gifts that you give them.
True.
But they'll learn the lessons from you being present in their life.
That's true.
You correcting them, you laughing with them, you allowing them to see your mistakes as well. Like this morning I had to apologize to my kids.
Mose mzee Buddha ukaapologizia watu. Wewe ndio mnaharibu watoto. Nyinyi ndio mnaharibu watoto. How dare you? Najua hapo kuna mtu amesema. Who?
I had to apologize to my kids. Where? Yeah. Because yesterday, I was spending time with them. Let me say spending time with them. Because I was working. So I was working in the house. And so I was recording my podcast. And I had Viera as my guest. And I got so caught up with the conversations that we were having. Because they were so raw. They were so authentic. And I knew in my mind, it's 1 o'clock by the time we were finishing. Little did I know it was 2 o'clock.
Wow.
I had not told them where to get food from. Although kulikuwa na food kwa fridge. I had not told them you can get food from the fridge before I started recording the podcast. I assumed we were going to be finished by that time. So, so the kids are there texting their mom.
Baba anachoma. Baba anachoma. Ana time yetu kabisa. You can just come back.
So they're asking their mom.
Leave us again with daddy.
What can we have for lunch? Daddy is recording his podcast and, we don't know what to have for lunch. And so I had to apologize to them.
Wow.
And tell them.
And that doesn't take away anything from you as a dad.
Bro, I have to own up to my mistakes.
That's true.
I have to own up to my mistake and let them know that we make mistakes as well. I'm not perfect, man. I'm far from being perfect. I'm a man. I'm still under construction. So I thank God, Yani, for that my wife sees my blind spots. And she's able to tell me, man, just we angalia tu hapa. Just make sure mazikuwa ukifanya job usisahau your most important thing.
Your family.
Your family.
Na Mose niulize, preteen, Zara.
Close your ears.
Itakuwaje siku moja kama kuambie, Daddy, I have a boyfriend.
I'll have a Rottweiler by that time.
That
girl will never come into the house.
How will you handle such conversations? Or how do you handle such conversations? Raising a girl, no, grow day by day.
Najua kwa hapa hivi sote nitanionge Kiswahili kwa sababu
ashikanishi
Kiswahili.
So very soon zile conversations are periods zinakuja.
Yeah, periods to have hizo conversations na And so I think when she was 9 years old, her together with her friends who are her age. So we're glad that we have these families that, where all our kids are the same age. And so...
Let's have group sessions.
But now I thank God that my wife was able to talk her through this, because what was I going to say, bro, about?
Yeah, by the way.
I mean, I should know, I know, but I'm glad that my wife is there to be able to have that conversation with her.
And these conversations were hidden from us when we were growing up as men. Sisi hatukuwa hizo, ilikuwa ni kitu ya madem.
Bro, I remember the first time Deb sent me I was going to the supermarket for shopping. Na nikoko hiyo uchumi mazee akasema, please bring me these sanitary pads. Sijui ultra za usiku za purple. Oh man, that was like so fresh.
Ile unapitia nini umechukua haraka.
Like
acha nikwambie yangu ilikuwa nini, hata ni vizuri umeguzia hiyo. Mimi nilitumwa tampon. Tumemari sasa, mimi am a good husband, supportive husband. Ndio mimi. Please niletee tampon. So mimi nilienda tu hiyo, nilijipitisha hapo, nikambi inaitwa OB. So mimi nilienda ile pack tu, niliona hapo ndio pia kuna kaibu. Watu wasione pia ni kama nimekaliwa, kuna kaibu. So kale nilichukua tu ni yako kwanza
kapeleka home.
Kalipapo ikapeleka home. Kitu sikuwa nimeambiwa ni kuna kuanga na sizes.
Bas.
So mimi nilichukua hii kubwa kabisa. Nikaambiwa thanks for the effort.
But no thanks.
Hii haitanisaidia. But you know, we grew up not having these conversations.
No, I've never seen my Buddha akibebea mother. Never ever.
Yes.
Never.
But sisi, I think tuta have easy conversations na watu wetu.
We need to have those conversations.
Boy and girl.
Yeah.
Because even just boundaries za unajua pia siku hizi kuna vitu mobs ina happen kwa society na hata watu waki grow up, how to set boundaries. You know, how to watu wasipite line fulani. Unajua how to identify that we hapo kuna line unapita. You know, how do you start these conversations?
I do hope that my relationship with Zara and Alba and Baraka that in fact I tell you what Baraka told me last night. That's why I love spending time with kids and driving around with them is a good thing. Nata kasi ku drive around kutembea tu nao. Si kila mtu akona ndai.
Yeah, true.
Si ndio kutembea nao kucheza nao. So, but I do hope that my relationship with Zara and Alba and Baraka, that it's, you know, in a place where we are tight enough that she never needs to hide to me.
Wow.
She never needs to hide that she has a boyfriend. And that she'll feel safe enough to come and talk to me and be like, you know, Daddy, I like that boy, or I have a crush on that boy. So that at least we can help her navigate through that space. And we've been intentional to make sure that our kids know that, yes, we're your parents, but we're also your friends. And najua kuna wasi usema mazi, you cannot be a parent and a friend.
You can. Imagine, you'll actually musema, heri be more a friend.
Yeah.
Because atakwambia anything and everything.
We should be their first safe space, bana. Want to celebrate with them their heights and to be there for them in their lows. Sindio?
Kweli kabisa.
Yeah, so jana night nikidrive na Baraka jioni, nimetoka kumchukua kutoka kwa beshte yake. Akaniambia, so daddy, when I am 18, I'll be able to have a girlfriend, right?
Kashindo, where is this going? Usijifunge, useme right kumbe, kinaharibika.
But yani, so aliniambia huko nikafikiria nitamjibu aje sasa. Nikamwambia, yes you can. And I can marry. Nikamwambia
18?
No.
Not yet.
No. So I can only say, and what age can I marry? When I'm 25? Nikamwambia, when you're 25, that's okay for you to marry. You know, but first, you want to make sure that you're mature enough to get married. But I'm glad anaweza niambia story kama hiyo.
But imagine inamaanisha you're doing a good job.
I mean, I'm so happy that my son, thank you man. I'm so happy that my son could open up and tell me something like that. And so they should not have someone else that they're talking to, and that they should feel they're not safe with their dad or with their mom to be able to have these conversations with. So for the parents who are out there, mimi nasema Zara na Alba washapitishwa hizo stories za nini za sanitary za menstrual periods. Yeah, kwa sababu
boundaries.
Yeah, wanapitia wanaenda hapo. And then also what happens when these things happen, you know, when you start having periods. And then also now their body is changing. So what happens? So like now sisi tuko na twin kwa nyumba, she's 12, lakini times zingine utafikiria mazee she's like 12 going to 30.
True.
Kuna time anaweza kujibu. Mimi sasa najihold back nasema hizi ni hormones tu zina her body is going through changes. So kuna mood swings unaweza cheka naye hapa hivi, alafu afanye kitu wa jam, aende bang mlango, namwambia we don't slam the door. Alafu na
baadaye na kama anasema I'm sorry.
By the in 2 minutes asha change. Asha change bana. Na time nyingine kama machozi na kuaga tu. Man, kama mfereji na kuaga tu ready kufunguliwa anytime.
True.
Unaweza mwambia usifanye kitu fulani machozi tu yanze kutoka. But it's because her body is going through changes, man.
Yeah. And you're a present dad, you need to walk her through that.
Yes. And also my reaction now. So times zingine responses zangu nimechange kwa sababu na understand ni body yake ina change.
Na ni sawa.
Ni sawa, lazima ni embrace hiyo ni season mtu wangu anapitia.
Moz, we have so much to talk about, lakini ningetaka tumalizie for now. Naona pancake pia umemaliza.
This is the last one, man.
But parting shot kwa all dads out there. Parting shot. What will you tell them?
I think the key thing is intentionality. You can't just wish for those things. You can't wish to be a good dad. You have to be intentional to make it happen. So if you're overworking yourself trying to provide for your kids and you're not spending time with them, you'll not be a present dad. And you'll just be that working dad. And you're going to miss such great times with your kids. You know, there's some dads who even sometimes you miss some, you know, like great moments like birthdays. That should not be, man. You know, just try and plan your schedule around being around your kids. Because your presence in their house will have such lasting impact for them that will far outlive the money.
True.
And I know that money is not important, but you cannot be a slave to money. You need to be intentional, man, to spend time with your kids. Spend time with your kids. And let me finish by saying this as well. I am the man that I am because I have a very supportive wife as well. So it's not a solo move. My wife knows my blind spots. And she'll call me out for my blind spots. And sometimes it feels painful, but I can correct. It feels like it's a personal attack times and I'm responding to her. I'm responding because I feel it's like she's attacking me, but she's really not attacking me.
It's the love.
It's the love. She's calling me out because she can see my blind spots that I don't see. And I need to know that it's not personal. It's really not personal because my wife wishes the best for me. And so, ningetaka to encourage also the women out there, you know, encourage you men towards being good dads. And for the men, as you're being corrected by your wife, times zingine she's not being mean. You know, she's just calling you out because you can't see the mistake that you're making, but she can see the mistake that you're about to make, all the mistakes that you have made. So it's a it's a collaborative effort. And for the single dads who are out there, man, a big shout out to you.
True.
And for the single moms who are out there as well, who have to play the role of being a father and a mother, a big shout out to you as well. And thank you for being intentional to spend time with your kids. This has been good, man.
Thanks, Mose. Thanks for your wisdom. Ma pancake ndizo, as you can see, niliwaambia huyu mtu amekaliwa.
Ako ndiko kako Soxxy sasa.
Aka ndio kale ka kupanguza rogeo. Kuje kulikuwa na kale kupanguza ndio.
Ndio sasa. Ako kana kwa kale ka kwanza
lakini. But thank you so much, Mose. Salimia Deb sana.
This has been good, man.
And God bless you.
God bless you too, man.
As you continue being an intentional dad.
Thank you, bro.
That's how we'll change the society. That raise manze pia watu wa nguvu.
I'm excited for my kids. I'm really excited for my kids, and may God allow us to be the best that we can be for them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That has been Daddy's Corner, and my name is Soxxy, hanging out with DJ Mose today. Such an amazing dad, and wisdom imejaa na pia skill ya kupika mapancake. But thank you, Mose.
Yani ziko sawa.
Barikiwa sana. Tutaonana next time. Signing out, Soxxy, Daddy's Corner. God bless.
Enjoy, man.
Thank.
So ndio zishike poa. Mtu zifunika na kitambaa. So they become moist.
Mukula hivi unakula
hivi ndivyo nilikuwa nafanya na biscuits kitambo.